everybody, welcome to Nostalgia Goggles. I'm Chris, also known as Retro Gaming Nerd, and I was gonna like make this whole big speech about how like back in the early 2000s and part of the 90s, how, you know, licensed titles were very important to the gaming ecosystem, but I can't really say that talking about a game like Shark Tales for, you know, the Xbox. It feels very weird to be like, yes, this is really good and we need to talk about it, and then here I am doing Shark Tales. So like, really, let's just get into the episode. Does Shark Tales for the Xbox hold up? So, like, since Shark Tale is a licensed game, there's already a movie, and I feel like this story segment is kind of redundant, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So the best way I can describe it, and the shortest way, is you play as a fish named Oscar with delusions of grandeur, so much so that he lies about murdering a shark, until it comes back to bite him in the ass. That wasn't meant to be a joke, but I realized it easily could have been. And to be honest with you, if this sounds choppy, it's because I'm not really like a movie reviewing kind of person. I feel like doing stories like this, I feel like super stupid doing it, because I could just easily said just to watch the movie, and that's kind of where this comes down to, is watch the movie, because I feel like this game is not gonna give you answers to like the story, and I feel like you're just better off watching the movie. I'm just gonna be real with you. With that being said, let's talk about what really matters, the gameplay. The best way to describe this game is that it is cut into 4 different playstyles, and those 4 different playstyles are adventure, racing, fighting, and dancing. And somehow, some way, all of them just suck. None of them feel correct or right. Like, either they just feel kind of janky like the dancing, or they feel super ambitious like the adventure modes. I have not made it to the fighting modes, realistically, because I just kind of got frustrated with this game. In all realness, I didn't really beat this game, but I know for sure that I don't, to be fair here, I don't even know what the hell the fighting mode is. I think it's the arrow segments in reality, and then there's the racing segments, which also feel very loose and also just like you're not really doing anything. The best way to describe this game itself for the Xbox is it just feels like a nothing game. It doesn't feel like your inputs feel kind of like nothing. I just really don't even know how to 100% describe how this game feels, just because of the fact that like none of the segments matter. The only thing that I feel that they put somewhat time into is the dancing segments, and even then those feel like garbage. Everything else just feels like you're kind of floating through the game without any real feeling on, you know, how it plays. Like, I know that sounds lazy, but that's just the best way I can put it. I was actually originally gonna sit here and think about how I was going to describe and go into major detail, but I just could not. This is the best I can give, so that's the gameplay segment. But really, none of that matters if the game... No, I can't even lie and say that. Let's go to the presentation. So the first thing you notice about this game is the fact that the voice cast isn't here. After all, the movie actually had a star-studded voice cast. Rumor has it, though, they did. They did record it at sea, though, and somehow, some way, they lost the recording. Now, there's many different ways they said they lost it. Somebody said it was lost in a toilet, somebody said that it was recorded on a vinyl and then broken. All of these are ridiculous ways, but it is very interesting to know that there might be somewhere out there a version of this game with the original cast. I have yet to see it or hear anything about it, but the only reason why I know this is somewhat true is because there's other videos out there talking about this topic. Oh yeah, and I guess the game looks fine too. I mean, it's really whatever. It's just, it's a licensed game. Like, they didn't really put much effort in it. I feel like once the cast said no to coming back for the second time of recording it, I just feel like they just kind of went like, nah, that's really it. But like outside of that, the game looks fine. I mean, the presentation's really nothing to like talk about. It looks like a licensed game, and it looks as good as this type of game would. It looks as good as I could imagine a Shark Tales game would look. And the sound is licensed music as well, I guess. I just really don't have anything to say about the look of the game. If it's not about the original cast, I don't really think it matters. So with that being said, let's talk about accessibility. well. I mean, the game looks good for the time, I guess. Nothing really to write home about, nothing really super offensive. Some of the fish look off, but I mean, the movie looked off to begin with, so like, I guess it's on model. I just don't, I guess the music is good too. I'm really grasping for straws here. I'm not trying to say that this game is like the worst game ever, it's just, there's not really much to say that's good about it. It's very kind of passable. It's like one of those games you rent. Like if they did the deal, like you get one, then you get another one for free rental. This is one of the games you'd probably get if you're curious, if you liked Shark Tales, and then you would never play it again. There's nothing really like special about this game, so like I guess the best thing about it, or the good thing about it, is that it's just very inoffensive at best, stupid at worst. I feel like I just gotta give this game credit, period, that they made a Shark Tales video game, because I just can't really think of how you would do that. So, I guess that's the good. The good is that they made the game. I guess that's the best thing I can say about it. This game has no real reason to exist, in all honesty. I mean, no games really do, but like this one's just one of those where you're like, yeah, it's Shark Tales. So when I say that there's bad things in this game, that's to be expected. I feel like the worst thing about this is that the dancing segments just feel like they're a little too long. They are the full, you know, length of the song. So that doesn't sound like a problem normally, but with this one it is, because not only is the full length a problem because that means you're stuck here for like 2 to 4 minutes. The thing that really sucks is that the inputs in the Xbox version, or maybe it just might be my controller, but the inputs feel like they're not working. And so you kind of either have to redo the level and hope that your controller input is counted, or I don't really know exactly what I'm saying, except for the fact that I just feel like the dancing segments are off. And the only reason why I started with the dancing segments is because the rest of the segments I don't know how to sit here and explain, because I could sit here and try to go into detail, but like another thing that sucks about this game is the fact that I don't know exactly how to explain this. I just feel like I'm not equipped, or I do not have the time, nor do I wish to explain Shark Tales the game, because like it doesn't want to explain itself, so why should I? So like, I don't know, there's segments and they don't feel connected. It just feels like this game is a mess. I feel like this game is just a mess. It's not the worst game you'll ever play. It's very inoffensive. And you're, like, I mean, like, like, I don't know what to say. I just feel like this game just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work. Everything about this game doesn't work. And I don't really feel like I want to sit here and explain it. Because, like, I feel like it'll frustrate me, and I don't want to get frustrated over Shark Tales on the Xbox. So, like, with that being said, it's just a mess. The game's just a mess. If you don't believe me, just go check it out yourself. Nothing feels right. Everything just feels a little bit off. So does Shark Tales on the Xbox hold up? Anytime I look on this, I really wish I just committed to buying like Shark Tales on its own. But then I would have Shark Tales on its own in my collection. No, the answer is no. And I'm really more or less surprised that they made a game in general, because a game like this is just odd. When you say Shark Tales, I never really think of game. I don't know how you would make this into a game, and that might just be the lack of imagination. But Shark Tales is a movie that, without like major hyperbole, like without it being a weird fantasy segment, I don't honestly see Shark Tales being a game. So with the route they took is unexpected, and just everything really about it is kind of unexpected and also just done poorly. There's no real reason for you to buy or play Shark Tales. I feel like this is very obvious. I feel like me even really doing this video is kind of obvious. It was more originally like a joke, and then like I got committed to it, so like Michael, man, you don't understand. I'm doing most of this last minute. I wrote a script, and that's really it. The intro and outros are not. This is personally for you, Michael. Me talking to you personally on this one. This should tell you how much I respect you. I did a Shark Tales video. I could have just dropped out, but instead I'm doing it. That's how dedicated I am to this stupid joke that I don't even know if it's funny anymore. So, like... So that being said, happy Shark Tales Day, guys. If this comes out on time. If not, this is just a weird episode of Nostalgia Goggles. I'll see you guys next time when I review Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, because that's what I was working on initially, and then this happened. So I'll see you guys with an actual video game that actually is kind of like worth asking, doesn't hold up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. No.